So you didn't come here as a white belt. You did not do your first session under me anyway.
No, I didn't.
Jiu-Jitsu
No.
as a white belt. So you came from another gym and you came to me as a blue belt.
Yes.
So how was that? How was that to switch from one gym to another?
Daunting at the time, but I was in a place with, I don't know whether I got the blue belt syndrome, where it's, you're like, it's took me this long to get to blue belt. And you do feel like you've plateaued a little bit. And I was getting fed up down where I was training with the fact that people were coming from other gyms, even the white belts with a few stripes, and they were giving the blue belts a torrid time. And I just thought, this is a really good gym. And then you'd go to competition and you'd see the same sort of thing. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, I need to try somewhere else or see, or I'm just done with it. Loved training where I was at TCA. They're a great bunch of guys, and I'm still in contact with all of them. And a lot of them have progressed up to brown belt level now. But I got to a place where I really wanted to see what these other guys were learning. These guys that were coming down and at the time was smashing everybody to pieces. And I thought, well, I want to go and train with these guys, and be with these guys every single day. But they were a bit further afield, so I wrote down a list of numbers to call, and I called yourself. I was actually wiring some electric gates up in BB, and I called yourself, and you invited me down to have the free session. And it was odd numbers, so I was sitting out, and then you jumped in and said, do you want to spar? And beat me up, so I signed up. And that's it. I thought, okay,
since.
No,
Take your regular beatings every week?
Take my regular beatings, yeah. They get.
This will help you to get towards brown belt.
Yeah, exactly that. It does help, and I just think, not a rite of passage, but everyone goes through it. You yourself must have gone through it as a black belt. You never started as a black belt, so at some stage you were the nail.
100%. Definitely been in the nail a few times.
And it's daunting as well, coming down as a blue belt, and most of your guys at the time were white belts. But I wasn't as good as them. They were giving me a real hard time. So I think you have to almost blank the belt out. I think this at any level anyway. Blank the belt out and just go down and try and acquire skills. Just learn as much as you can, and that's it.
Yeah. So switching gyms then, would you say that makes you a Creonte?
Yes. But no, at the same time,
So just to make sure for anyone listening who doesn't know what a Creonte is, it's the Portuguese term for traitor.
I was labelled a traitor for a while, yeah.
Which, to be fair to you, in my eyes, you've obviously done your bit there. Mm-hmm. You trained at both gyms for a certain period of time. Yeah. I don't know how much you're going there at the minute, actually, but you're here all the time.
Months, no.
And so I wouldn't really label you as a Creonte, to be fair.
When I first left, probably for a while, but a loyal traitor.
Yeah, a loyal traitor. But there is some people that obviously just train anywhere and everywhere. And the thing is, like going back years, I can remember when people first started doing it, people started to get on this bandwagon of, well, you should be allowed to train at other places, and we're not all just like a GB basically, where it's frowned upon to go anywhere else. And people started to embrace it, and more people were training at different places. And I've always had the approach that I'm happy for people to train anywhere, really. I mean, I don't have any hold on anybody. So people are more than welcome to come and train with me and train elsewhere. But what I will say is there's a balance with it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's all right saying, well, you should be allowed to go and train wherever you want. But if you're dipping in and out of a place like once or twice a month, or when you've got a competition coming in to use that gym just for the bodies there and then going back somewhere else, you're never going to make progress with that coach.
Yeah.
And that's my outtake on it as well. So,
I don't think it's a massive advantage. I don't think it's any advantage at all. In fact, I think it's a bit of a disadvantage. We all know people that have bounced around, most of the gyms around Leicester and even further afield. And no one knows you better than your own coach if you spend any kind of time there. So the sheer fact that I'll do something with you, say we have a private or a one-to-one, or we just have a chat for an hour, and I'll say, I've been working this, and you'll say, try this. I'll try it, and then I can go to you the next week, and I'll be like, but I'm still getting stuck in X, Y, or Z. And then you'll say, okay, but now you need to add this. And that's having a coach that you can go to. If you're jumping in a gym here, jumping in a gym there, and they're never going to take you seriously or put the time. Why would you put a lot of time and effort into that particular person, knowing full well they're just going to be at a different gym the next week, picking somebody else's brain?
Yeah, that's exactly how I look at it. But I think, like I said, you've got to find a balance. So I think it's okay if you're putting time into both gyms or multiple gyms, if you're at 2 or 3 gyms. Like obviously a lot of MMA guys would do boxing one place.
Yeah.
Well, any type of striking one place, jiu-jitsu one place, maybe wrestling another place. And so all the coaches are kind of in tune as to what it is that you need from them. And so you're getting that variation that you need, but all the coaches are kind of with you on that journey. I think sometimes with jiu-jitsu, when you're dipping in and out of different gyms, if you are, like we just said, only going one place a couple of times, then you're just not going to get much back from that coach.
No.
Like, I don't care who they are or what they say. You know, I'll always say that I'm happy for people to train other places, but if you're only coming to mine like once every now and then I'm just not going to put a lot of time into you.
No, of
and it's
course
the guys that are coming regularly that I will, but there's also guys that come regular that are training elsewhere as well.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make a difference to me.
No,
Do you know what I mean? But you've got to be in my gym long enough, not only that I can put time into you, but also that it's fair on the guys that are coming here all the time, that when they're competing, that you're the body there for them to train with as well. You can't just dip in. You know, if you've got a competition, you want to get some extra sessions in here and use the bodies here and then disappear, and then they don't get to have you there for training. It's just being a bad training partner, basically.
It's
so
true.
Forget all the Creonte stuff.
Yeah.
Just being a bad training partner.
It is. And the MMA thing is different as well. You know, you've got a boxing coach, you've got a Thai coach, you've got a jiu-jitsu coach, whatever. But they're all different disciplines. When it's the same discipline, I mean, say you had 3 or 4 coaches for one boxer, for example, and they're all telling them different things, it's just not going to work, is it? But then I'm not saying that training at different gyms is bad, because I quite like a seminar. You know, to get a different perspective on things every now and again is great, you know, to get guys in. And we get guys down here occasionally, and we've travelled for a few, haven't we, down up in Birmingham and whatnot. And they're brilliant. You always come back with little snippets of knowledge that you can put into your game, which is amazing. But I think that's the way. You try to stay loyal to your gym and your core gym, and you trust in your coach and where he's taking you, because they see you every day and they can put the time into you and see not only yourself personally, but the gym on a whole level. And it's like, you know, these guys are lacking in wrestling or leg locks or whatever, and the coach will take you in that direction. You can pick and choose your seminars yourself, but jumping in and out of other gyms, you're just going to pick up the back end of one of their classes, or, you know, the finer details of a Kimura or something like that. Then you disappear again and you're doing something else. I just don't think it's the way to go. I think if you want to progress as fast as possible, you need to put as much effort into learning and pick your coach's brains.